Today, I've brought you to some Roman campsite. It's called Cawthorn Roman Campsite. It's a bit snowy, it's a bit windy, but I'm doing it anyway. Let's do this. Basically, this is the most famous Roman settlement in the whole of the North Yorkshire moors. Wow, big deal. Now I've come here today because one of my viewers, thank you very much buddy, suggested I come here. I'm really wishing I'd ignored him, but I've come because I listen to my viewers. You know, if they want me to go somewhere, I'll try my best to get there. I've got here, and I'll be completely honest with you, it's rubbish. It's really cold, it's snowing, and there's no to see. It's just like moors. It's just bleakness. Just take a look around, because I'm not staying here long, I can tell you. Look, apparently it's for a Roman camp, but it's not very exciting, is it? There's no buildings, no nothing. Apparently there's two forts here, but I can't see them anywhere. Come on, man. Give me a break. Basically, the Romans were here, right? And it wasn't like a fortification. They used it for training purposes. They trained here. And in Second World War, the Home Guards did exactly the same thing. They trained here as well. The place was also in the Doomsday Book. And there were 500 people living here, so there were people here in medieval times. I'll tell you what, let's just sack this idea, yeah? Let's go somewhere else. God, I've driven 40 miles, man. It's rubbish. If I can find any pictures on the internet, I'll put them up for you so you can look at them instead. Why didn't I just tell you? Google the name and have a look for yourself instead of coming all the way out here. Alright. God, even the wind's trying to kick me out. This is not a place you want to go. Balmy. Okay, we ditched yesterday. That weather was just atrocious. This is a new day and look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, one thing I did say to myself at the beginning of January is I have to get fit, big time. For these big walks, if I'm walking over 6,000 miles in the next year, 2 years, I need to get fit and I need to do it fast. So I've come down, I've tried my very best to look like Rocky. I remember I was sent this by a viewer, thank you very much. A long time ago now, but it's a beauty. I'm trying to look like Rocky. I need some trainers. I'll get some off eBay or something later on when I get home, I think. But yeah, let's have a little workout, deep digger dance style. 7 miles, 21 minutes. Now I've been faster, but not bad. I just found some really weird seaweedy stuff. Look at that. Ooh, it's a bit minging, isn't it? I might as well throw in 100 press-ups whilst I'm here. And a workout's not a workout without 100 sit-ups. No problem. You've still got it, Dan, you've still got it. I think that'll do for day one. A nice 7-mile run there in 3 minute a mile pace. 100 press-ups, 100 sit-ups. That'll do for today. Let's go find something else to do now. I have to say, guys, I'm really looking forward to this coastal walk. Coming down here on the beach today. Living here, you sometimes don't appreciate the beach, but once you do actually come down to it, you love it. Everyone loves the beach. I don't know anybody who doesn't like the beach. You might remember in a recent video I said I'd bring you to a castle. Well, here we are. Look at this. Look at this. This is Scarborough Castle. Now, I see this all the time because whenever you come to Scarborough you can't miss it because it's the highest point in Scarborough, overlooking the sea. The view is absolutely amazing. I've never been here before. I'm glad I've come now though because it's a beautiful day. So this is the highest point of the castle. This is called the keep. And the 3rd floor there is where the king and queen actually lived. The 4th floor apparently wasn't even a floor, it just looks like one. It was to protect the roof of the 3rd floor, I suppose against enemy fire or whatever, I don't know. But we'll go take a look inside. So here we are inside now. I didn't realise, I thought we could get right up. I thought there'd be they'd have put a staircase in, but they haven't. But hey, this is what it would have looked like. This is basically where we're standing now, where visitors would wait for the king while he's upstairs, and then they'd be called upstairs and go have orgies or parties or whatever they did in them days. I just don't know. But look at the view, man. Right, I don't want to discuss in detail too much about the Civil War because I know absolutely nothing about it. But they used this castle as a base in the Civil War. And basically, I don't know why, but people from Newcastle, which is further up the coast, were trying to get supplies to London, which were the enemy of where we are now. And basically they managed to cut off all the supplies to London during the Civil War from this castle. There you go. And right in the middle of the grounds here you can see a well there. Now I've just looked down there and you can't see the bottom. So how deep that is, I really don't know. Just guess. I'll guess if you want. I'd say 47 metres. I don't know. I just don't know. Now I wasn't aware it had a moat going round it, but it appears so. And you probably can't tell from this picture, but that, I would guess that's about 20 foot deep. That is one deep moat. This has to have been one of the most protected castles in the whole of England, if not the world. It's just impossible to get to, apart from sea. Was that the toilet? I don't know, but it'd make a very good toilet, wouldn't it? You could just sit on there, put your cheeks between the bars there, and it'd go straight out. That's why it's so green down there. Everything's growing very well. Just some kind of courtyard here, look, with a little room which is sealed off. I don't know if this was a dungeon or not. I doubt it, because it's got a very big window. I've always liked to see this in castles. The tiny slits which they used to, just wide enough for an arrowsman to get his arrow through there for any enemy coming. I always find that really cool. I don't know why. It's not special really, it's just a slit in a wall, isn't it? Okay, this is beyond doubt the most exciting part of the castle for me. I'm liking it here, and I'll tell you why. Basically, this part was built by King John. I've no idea what year that is. I think it's 1300s. Yeah, it's fallen into the sea now. So we're right on the edge of the cliff here. Look at this picture and you'll see how it's collapsed into the sea. But basically, they used to hold prisoners here at one point, and at one point in the 1300s, they used to keep animals here. Basically, if you had a stray animal and the castle caught the animal, you had to pay the castle to get your animal back. So there was a guy here who worked at the castle, and he'd sprinkle things all around the castle to try and attract local pigs and livestock and things. They'd come here, he'd catch them, put them in this part of the tower, and then charge them to get them back. How clever's that? Yeah, I'm liking this part. This is quite nice. But yeah, 1720s is when this collapsed. There's so many bits to this castle, you know, like just fallen down walls like you see here. I don't know, I've got an audio tour, but it's not telling me anything, so I'm not too happy about it. I want to know what this was. Was it just like a lookout? Because we are literally 10 feet away from the cliff edge here. God, I'm scared actually. I don't like it up here. Let's go down, let's go down, let's go down, down. Down's good. Yeah, down, let's do down. Right, behind me just down here, St Mary's Chapel, look at this. First built in about 1000, the year 1000 that is. Rebuilt in the 12th century and then the 14th century. And it stands in the ruins of a Roman signal station built in 370 AD to keep out Anglo-Saxon raiders. Before this it was Iron Age settlement, 500 BC. There's been people here for quite a long time really, haven't there? Like you've got me today, it's 2015, minus 500 BC. That's a lot of years. That's quite impressive, is that? And yeah, that's the chapel, and it's called St Mary's Chapel, and there's actually a St Mary's, I think it's St Mary's graveyard with someone very famous who's buried in it. I'll take you there after the castle if you like. This is really interesting, guys. This is the Roman signal station. You know the ruins I just showed you over there and I didn't know what they were? That was the Roman signal station. Now, you've got one here and they would be dotted all up the coastline. You've got one there, look. And they were, basically, they had beacons, they were on fire inside and they'd cover it up somehow, I don't know how. And let's say, for example, there was some enemy coming from this side in the sea. They would send a signal in similar ways to Morse code. They'd cover it up, they'd show the light, they'd cover it up, they'd show the light to the next signal to tell them. Isn't that impressive? And this is in Roman times, man. Yeah, I'm glad I came to this tiny little bit now and read about it and did the audio tour, because that's quite a special part. That's like the oldest part of the castle grounds, I suppose. Amazing. What I'll do for you now, guys, is I'll just show you some artefacts which have been found around here. I'll just show you the writing and then show you the items, so that if you want to pause it and read about them, you can do. I'll try to get it over quickly for people who aren't interested. So they know that there was a Bronze Age settlement here, but back in the days of the Bronze Age, the sea would have gone out another 90 metres, they're estimating, so a lot of it will be underground, so we'll never know what went on. But what they have excavated here is very interesting, and that's pretty much what it would have looked like. Well, they're just guessing out there. It was made of wood, for God's sake. How do you know? How do you know, really? Just one last thing to quickly show you before we go. Someone from the most famous literature family of all time. Oh yes. This is the grave of Anne Bronte. Now, if you don't know who Anne Bronte is, or who the Bronte sisters are, Google it. That's all I can suggest. But basically, their father married quite a lot of my family because they all lived in Haworth, which is where they were based, where they wrote the famous books. So yeah, my family will have known, probably known Anne personally. How cool is that? So that's Scarborough Castle for you. So where have I taken you? I took you to a Roman site 2 days ago. I took you training with me, my fitness training yesterday, and today I brought you to a castle. It's a bit of a mix mash, I know. It's just been them kind of days really. The weather's been really weird. We've had snow, we've had sun, we've had gale force winds, we've had a bit of everything. But I've enjoyed myself, and I'll catch up with you all very soon. Take care, have a good evening, and bye bye.